As you can probably tell from the title, we're going to be drawing Wednesday Addams. I tried to sort of dress a little bit like Wednesday Addams. I even considered doing braids, but my hair looks too good today to be ruining it by doing braids. So this is just going to have to do. Just pretend I'm a member of the Addams family. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, then you know that Comic-Con is coming, and it is coming soon. April 7th to 9th to be exact. I'm gonna have a table there. It's gonna be a 3-day thing. I'm gonna be there for 4 days technically, because the first day, so Thursday, is gonna be a setup day, yada, yada, yada. That being said, as if I didn't have enough on my plate to do, I told myself that I was going to be drawing Wednesday Addams, specifically Christina Ricci's Wednesday Addams, before Comic-Con, because I found out that Christina Ricci herself is going to be at Comic-Con. Now, originally, I had this very vivid dream where I drew her. It came out fantastic. I waited in line a little bit. I met her. I showed her my sketchbook. She loved it. We loved it. We had a good time. We did spooky things together. It was great.
This is a dream that I have had since lunch, and I am not giving up on it now.
Then I found out you have to pay like $77 and you have to wait in line for a really long time. And I am an entrepreneur. I'm a businesswoman. I have to hold down my booth, and I can't justify paying $77 and then making my assistant or something stand in line for me. So she probably won't even see it. But once something's in my brain, it doesn't escape my brain, and who knows, maybe something miraculous happens and she somehow sees it. So I'm going to be drawing it anyway, and you guys are going to watch the process while I ramble on about Comic-Con. That sounds like fun, I think. I'd watch it. But then again, I spend most of my times on YouTube with like 50 things in my watch later, and it's all drawings and old movies from countries that no longer exist about fairy tales. So maybe I'm not the best judge of what people watch on YouTube. It's very clear from my views alone that I don't know what people watch on YouTube. But that is irrelevant, because I'm going to post it anyway, and you're going to watch it, and we're going to have a good time. I'm thinking of drawing Christina Ricci on one page and Jenna Ortega on the other, just to sort of compare the Wednesdays to each other, and we're going to have a good time.
So when I recorded that intro a few days ago, I originally planned for this video to be pretty talky, because that's usually what I watch when I watch sketchbook videos. I really like to hear about the process and all that, but I honestly don't have much to say. Ignore the dog in the background. And I really like how I made my last video that had pretty limited speaking, but a lot of really cute shots of my work. So I think I'm going to do that again this time. And to the few people who routinely comment on my videos, if you guys genuinely like to hear me just ramble on, please let me know, because I could keep doing that. It's just that, you know, I don't really write a script. I kind of just go all out with whatever I am thinking about at the moment, and I tend to be thinking about a lot of things, and I don't know how pleasant that is if you don't already know me and you don't want to hear about whatever hyperfixation I'm currently having at the moment. Usually when I film a sketchbook video like this, I don't actually plan a lot of what I'm doing, unless it's a paper engineering, paper craft kind of thing where I do genuinely have to think about it before I make it. If not, the pieces aren't going to really work. But since this is just a drawing in my sketchbook, I didn't really have a plan other than trying to sort of emulate what I did when I made my Bride of Frankenstein piece from my last video. That one was a bit different because it was on a wood panel, so I had to use gouache paint and acrylic paint in general, and I didn't want to make anything too heavy in my sketchbook this time. So all I did was I quickly primed it with my watercolor set, my little mini watercolor set. I don't really use it as often as I would like, just because watercolor just isn't really my thing, but I want to get more into it, so I've been trying to use it a lot lately for at least a base color, and then I use Posca pens, my Copic markers, gel pens, and a lot of coloring pencils. I also tend to make a bit of a mood board, or at least just have a collection of references on Pinterest if it's something that requires a reference. And this time I knew that I wanted something colorful because I am a very colorful artist, but it's Wednesday, so I had to sort of find a balance, or at least a compromise, on how I can draw this specific character and their aesthetic, but also match my own. And I ended up basing it off of those little portraits, those little miniature portraits from the 15th to 17th century, because I thought it kind of matched the pilgrim look that she always has going on. It's kind of a non sequitur, but it made sense in my head. I did briefly consider making this video a bit of a critique of the Wednesday Addams show that came out on Netflix back in, I think, November. But if we're going to be completely honest, it has been months since that came out, so I don't really think that's a very topical thing to really mention in a video anymore. What needed to be said has been said. All critiques have been said. Pretty much everything that I could have possibly mentioned and more. So I'm not really going to get into it. I will say I do really like Jenna Ortega as Wednesday, but maybe that's more of a representation thing more than anything else. Because I feel like it tends to happen with people like Tim Burton, where it's very aesthetically rich, but then the plot is a bit lacking in a few of his more recent things. So I think that's my main critique. That, and I didn't really care for some of the tonal shifts in the show. I felt like it went way too hard into the Riverdale-esque teen drama thing. And I really like camp when we talk about the Addams, but to be fair, I am also a Addams Family Values stan, so really that's just me. For some people this show was perfect, so I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. It's just sometimes I got bored by the whole love triangle thing. I will say, even though I did not like a lot of the choices in the show, it was still overall pretty entertaining, and I really do like Enid a lot. I think she's really cute. I think it's a cute addition. I don't really care for, like I said before, all of the teen supernatural things going on, very CW-esque, but I do think the character of Enid is really cute. I have a friend who has pretty much her entire apartment in all black, and she kept sending me memes about Enid because she was like, yes, she's really pink and you're not pink, but you are definitely the Enid to my Wednesday. Because if you've seen my room in any of my videos, and then if you've seen her apartment, it all makes sense, and it's very fun. Anyway, my thoughts on a Netflix show that came out months ago that everybody has already said everything they need to say about is over. It's done. I apologize for rambling after specifically saying that I wouldn't talk too much in this video, but I do want to mention that, like I said at the start of the video, I have Comic-Con soon, and I kind of wanted to talk about that. I don't necessarily want to divulge too much information just because it's happening pretty soon, and I'm already working on a little art vlog about it, like I did last year with everything that I learned from last year. And if I was able to implement it for this year's Comic-Con, I want to wait till it's all over and I can edit it and post it here first. As of right now that I am filming this little voiceover, I literally just did a little mock-up of my table setup. I made stuff for my setup. I have everything printed and cut out and folded. I just need to start packing soon, and I'm definitely really excited that I'll be able to implement any of the things that I learned from last year, and hopefully this year it'll be even better. I don't know, I'm definitely pretty excited, and hopefully I'll be able to get a lot of good footage that you guys will enjoy in the next video. That's going to be my Comic-Con art market setup vlog thing. I guess I'm just kind of bringing all of this up now in this video because I'm really hoping to take a break in the month of April. As of right now, I'm filming this right at the end of March, and in April, obviously, I have the convention, and then I have a work trip in mid-April, and then in May I'm hoping to work on a lot of more things. So I'm kind of hoping that the month outside of the work that I have to do and the convention will be pretty smooth sailing, I don't want to draw. And so I don't think I'm going to be as active on social media as I would like. And if TikTok's still around, it's pretty much just going to be what's in the drafts. So if you guys want to see that and you want to stick around, that would be nice. But I am definitely not, I'm hoping not to have to draw anything in April. And speaking of May, pretty much immediately after my little art break, I have Mythological May. I'm bringing it back. For those of you that have seen any of my older videos or maybe follow me on Instagram, every May I try to do an art challenge, and I didn't get to do it last year because my first Comic-Con was so exhausting that I literally couldn't bring myself to do anything in the month of May that wasn't necessary. So I didn't end up doing Mythological May last year, but I'm bringing it back again this year just because I think it's time that I make new stickers or new portfolio pieces. I used to try to force myself to complete Mermaid, where everyone draws a different mermaid every day, but that got really tiring for me very quickly the first time that I did it, because mermaids, while very cute, are not really my chosen subject for 31 whole days. And I was getting very bored. And so what I usually do is that I pick 31 different mythological concepts and I try to illustrate them. Except this year I've decided to not be as abstract because I've been doing my own pantheon basically for the last 2 times that I've done this. This time I chose creatures. Think Cerberus or fairy or anything else that you can get really generic with. I'd like to force myself to work on them in my sketchbook this year, not do it all digital, at least do half of them in my sketchbook, and try to come up with sticker design ideas so that I can add more things to my Etsy shop and I can have more things available at conventions, maybe even make zines out of the designs. I don't know yet, but it really forces me to think about making things and probably adding more type to things because I feel like I should have more type or lettering in my stickers. So that is my goal for this year's Mythological May. I've already written down all of the prompts ahead of time because I knew that April was going to be a lot. I'm probably going to post the prompt list on Instagram and probably here in the community tab. So if anyone wants to follow along with me, they can do that. I really don't care what you do with the prompts. You could take it literally, you could take it in an abstract way, you could do whatever you want, any material, any medium, whatever, but I'm going to be posting it, and if you guys want to use the prompts, I would love to see what you guys come up with because it's pretty inspiring to see it. The last time I did Mythological May, I had a little hashtag on Instagram, and every other morning I checked to see if anyone had done them, and it's so fun, especially when people were in different time zones. So sometimes I would wake up to a drawing from the day before or the next day, and it's just a really fun thing to see. Unfortunately, the algorithm on Instagram for me has been tanking, so less and less people have been participating in my prompt lists because I tend to make one for May and I do one for October, obviously, but I love to see it. So if you guys want to follow along with me, that would be great. Like I said, I'm going to be posting the prompt list. I already made it. It's a lot of creatures. I don't care what medium you use, what materials you use, how you use the concept, whether it's literal or abstract or whatever. I just think it's really fun to see. And I haven't necessarily figured out what my schedule is because, like I said, it's, a drawing for every single day. But I don't know if I'm going to be posting about it every single day, if I'm going to be doing like a weekly update, if I'm just going to wait until the entire month is over to then make a really long video about how I did all of the prompts, because I saw that Furry Little Peach did something very similar for her prompt list in October, and I loved that video. It was really long, but I loved it. So I don't know if that's something that anyone else is interested in, but that's more what I'm thinking is possible for me to be able to accomplish, depending on what my work schedule is going to be in May, because I also don't know that either. So yeah, that's the plan for now. Everything is very dependent on what my job is going to be in May, what I'm going to be scheduled to do, if I have any other commissions or anything. But I know that I want to do Mythological May this year, and I'm going to force myself to do it. So if anybody wants to join, let me know in the comments, or maybe just, save the prompt list and do it whenever you want, and then tag me so I can see it. So yeah, those were all of my talking points for this video. I didn't really want to talk too much about Comic-Con just because I have literally my next video is just going to be the Comic-Con art vlog, and I didn't want to ramble about a television show that came out in November for too long, and I don't really have anything else that I think I should bring up in this video outside of TikTok might be dying. So if you are still here, please like, subscribe, follow me here on social media in general. Specifically, obviously I have Instagram. Twitter is also technically dying, but everyone that I've seen talk about that kind of just talks about it in the format of being hostages of Elon Musk. Like, they might as well use the platform while it's still there and still free until, from what I can tell, April. So I don't know if I'm gonna leave the site yet or not, because it's not like I'm paying for Twitter Blue or anything. But yeah, I'm on Twitter, so if you're also on Twitter and you want to see my art, you probably need to follow me in order to see it, since Elon Musk is a constant man of garbage. I don't know what else to call that. And yeah, Facebook, every now and then I post on Facebook. Does anyone see it except like my aunt? No. And I literally can't tell of any other place that I'm on except maybe Tumblr. So if you guys are on Tumblr, I'm also there. But yeah, if TikTok dies on me, which will be very unfortunate because that's where most of my views and Etsy sales come from. If TikTok does die, then I'm probably just going to be more active on here on YouTube. Hopefully, if I can get the ball rolling with routinely filming enough videos that I have enough engagement for, and Instagram, unless it also decides to die out. What a time to be an artist. So yeah, if you could just like subscribe to my channel now while it's still going, that'd be great. Maybe give it a like, because anything helps right now. But yeah, have fun with the rest of the video. I will shut my mouth now, and I apologize for talking so much after saying that I wouldn't talk as much. Have fun.
So yeah, that's the end of the video. If you guys are going to be in Puerto Rico Comic Con, April 7th to 9th, literally any day, check out my booth. That's greatly appreciated. And if you want to actually follow my page and like my stuff, that would be nice. And if you want to visit me at my Comic Con table, that would also be nice. Thank you for watching.